Hi guys, Rick with Rally Sport Direct here. In front of me, I have the Whiteline rear diff bushing insert specific for the Scion FRS and the Subaru BRZ. Behind me, I've got our 2014 Scion FRS, and I've just installed basically an aftermarket LSD in this car, and I really wanted to, I guess, dial in, if you want to call that, or support that rear diff. We're going to be seeing a lot more forces through that. The car's going to be making some pretty decent power, and so I really wanted to help reduce the movement of that rear diff, and that's where these rear diff bushing inserts come into play. So let's go ahead and go over these here. Now, I don't know why, I just think these look awesome. They're kind of a unique look, especially when they're installed on the car. But I really wanted to go over, what it's gonna do for you and also how to install it. So of course they do include instructions, which is great. Right here, there we go, which is fantastic. I mean, instructions are always, valued in my opinion, just in case you do run into issues. But really the installation on this isn't too bad. If you've, ever looked at your diff, basically you got 3 bolts on the back, 2 bolts on the front. Fairly easy, and so these, you don't even need to remove the differential to install it, but we are going to be taking out those bolts just to gain access to the bushings, where these are simply going to slide in, fill in the voids in those factory bushings. The factory bushings on these cars really aren't too bad, but they're mainly designed for, I guess, a mixture between sport and comfort, but I'd say more on the comfort side. These bushing inserts are fantastic. Again, we're not pressing out any bushings, we're simply adding these in, and you get about like 80% of the performance, the full, replacement bushing without having to do all that extra work. And so the installation is incredibly simple, and it makes a huge difference. And so because we have done so many upgrades to this car, I really wanted to start focusing on bushings. I feel like they're critical in not only maintaining, basically the performance of the vehicle, but just the feel, the handling, I mean, everything about it. Bushings will definitely make a big difference, and I'm very excited for these particular ones. So on these ones, these two go on the back of the diff, and then these two go on what I guess we would call the ears of the differential. We've also have some beautiful aluminum pieces to help support these bushings as well, and some lubrication. And so I'm actually going to be installing these. I'll do a quick install video. I also want to give you guys a post-review video of what I think about these, and if I felt a difference, but I'm guessing these are going to make a very nice difference in this car. So stay tuned. So recently we've installed the Whiteline rear diff bushing inserts on our 2014 Scion FRS. Now, these are one of those products that I would highly recommend. The stock bushings are just pretty weak and pathetic in my opinion. And the inserts, you can buy basically 2 sets. You can buy full replacements or just the inserts. If it's your daily driver, you're basically just wanting to do some basic mods, go for the inserts. They're easy to install, and they give you quite a bit of performance without a lot of the noise, harshness, and vibration. But the big thing is the price and the install time, and they make a very big difference. Now, of course, we've went with a Cusco 1.5-way LSD in this car. Really wide, sticky tires, good suspension, and the bushings were the next thing that we felt like this car was really lacking. And so we went ahead and installed the Whiteline rear diff bushings. Now, if I stop, and we're just kind of going to want to take off a little bit at speed, you don't get that big torque flex in the diff or in the rear end like we did before, and you can feel that. You can just feel that instant engagement, and it just makes a big difference. And I shouldn't say a big difference because it's not like you're going to be flying around a track and like, wow, this is a huge difference. But it's the subtle things that add up to make a big difference overall in the way the car responds, how it feels, you know, to basically anytime you're on and off the throttle, as opposed to that diff now flexing and soaking up that load, you get a very quick engagement and, you know, a lot less wheel hop, and just feels great overall. And it doesn't add too much noise, harshness, and vibration. This car is set up fairly aggressively, and the diff bushings, once we installed it, I did notice a little bit, but really not bad at all. I mean, it's surprising how big of a difference it makes for, you know, basically the trade-offs, you know, obviously being noise, harshness, and vibration. You really don't notice it. And so it is something I would recommend for even a daily driver. It's just a great product all around. So anyway, I'm going to keep on driving this car around. There's a lot of things I'm kind of getting used to on it. You know, it's a relatively new build, but we really appreciate you guys watching these videos, the support, the feedback. It's been fantastic, and do expect more updates from us in the future. This build is going to be kind of an ongoing build, and we're having an absolute blast building it. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned.